Yo, people, and welcome to For a Different Lens podcast. I'm your co-host, Joe.
I'm Dej.
And I'm Jacob.
And don't need to introduce you.
Yeah, been there before, man. Yeah, I mean, friend of the show.
Hold on, why are you talking like that? He's a Hollow Man thing back in the day. Obviously, we got our brother back again with us. You know, he's been on a couple times. This is normal, you get me. How you doing, bro? Everything blessed?
Man. All good, man. Loving the heat at the moment. So, you know, like on holiday, in the UK. So,
mate, last episode, what was it called?
What was it called?
Well, the one that we recorded together. Let the summer begin.
Yeah.
What was it called? Because the man them are just going holidays, weddings, it's that season, you get me? So
that's it, man. We have to enjoy it.
You're damn right, you get
How
me?
you lot been?
Yeah, man, can't complain. Just get me, just trying to get back into a routine for work, in and out of work here and there. But we're to celebrate people, them, celebrate love, celebrate life, all that jazz, know what I mean? So can't complain.
There isn't much balance in this country with work and enjoyment, is there?
Nah, not really. It's just either one or the other.
I feel like we're better than some.
Some in
but
it.
We could be better
In terms of...
because America don't get this. Well, some companies they don't get
It's
this.
rough over there.
Bro, so man, my boy told me he's only gonna get 10 days annual leave.
Yeah, but that's different. It's different with them. They just stop working. As in, like, they'll be in their job and they say, okay, I'm just going on holiday.
What do you mean?
They'll just say, I'm going on holiday.
Yeah,
No.
And they won't get paid while they're there.
No. So some of them are paying to take days off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. So, I'm
They get mental
hearing.
health week, though.
Huh?
They get mental health week. They get mental health weeks.
Yeah.
1 week or...
No, there's like 2 in the year. So that's 14 days.
Okay.
Oh,
Fully paid.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I just know it's
yeah,
mental
that
health
one.
week. I just
You
know
I don't
need to verify that
bro.
for us.
Yeah, I don't think it's for all like corporate companies and all that
But
jazz.
the thing about America is you can grind and get to somewhere quicker than you can in England. Though. There's no like, that's the difference between America and here. I feel like in jobs here, they're like you get to a level and they won't pay you anymore. Do you get on? In America,
yeah.
I feel like there's
They
no
cap it, man.
end to where your money stops.
Yeah. The hustle mentality is much
Bigger.
bigger
Yeah.
over there, and it's quite
Much
understandable.
more- You'll be rewarded.
Yeah.
If you're ready to put in the work.
Exactly.
It's like I was before we start off what we actually wanted to talk about. I seen one guy's Insta post and he was saying something about like because we're so privileged with certain things, we just expect it. So just for argument's sake, the free healthcare. Whereas the flip side to Americans is because most don't get free healthcare or whatever, they're gonna find another way. I'm just using healthcare as an example, but he was listing other stuff in it.
They don't have stuff to fall back on.
I was like, well, at the same time, I hear it, but it's also what you're born into,
Yeah.
or
What
what
you
you're
know.
used to, what you know exactly.
It's true, but there's nothing better than London in the summer. I've been saying that for years. and,
Yeah, London is beautiful in the
Yeah.
summer.
Like, if London was a hot country, bro.
It'll be a much happier place.
Yeah.
It's 'cause everyone's happier. That's
I know
literally
what
it.
England needs. I know what England needs.
God.
A World Cup.
Hey, it's
Let
true.
England win a World
Hey.
Cup.
England.
It'll change the whole.
Aye,
vibe.
England
It'll
actually
shoot
need
to
a World
another
Cup. I think
No.
they're trying to go for. Sorry, keep
Next
going.
year.
I mean, look what happened in the Euros.
Yeah, but that was shared. It
It
was
didn't feel
across
like it
Europe.
was shared because England always played in Wembley. but
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't mean a World Cup as in they should host it.
Oh.
we
They
need
just
to win.
need to win.
Oh, I thought you meant to
win.
host a World Cup.
No.
Oh.
That's the host.
That one, if you host it and you lose, everyone's gonna just lose their mind and
Euros
do you know what I
again.
mean? Just need a win. England need a win, win a major trophy. And listen, they'll be giving people holiday for fun.
Oh
over there.
yeah, we get holiday for
You know what I
everything.
mean? So,
Queen passes away, it's a new bank holiday.
you know what I mean?
Someone does something good, new bank holiday.
King's birthday.
New bank holiday. Someone in Scotland, bank holiday.
Yeah, man.
They just give us days off here. Well, I say give us, and I'm not offering them days.
We earned that shit.
Just, I need more.
Yeah, man.
It's
I
not
guess so.
enough.
I guess so.
We ain't got Juneteenth.
That's true. But would you rather be in England or America in terms of like how the pay scale works?
In terms of financial aspect,
Financials.
the US.
America, yeah.
But then obviously you have to pay for everything. So
I'm not really sick like that.
I know what you mean. blood of
That is,
Jesus.
bro,
That's the blood of Jesus.
that's such
you
a
know what I mean?
Nigerian man answer, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I went
And that's why Vic confused it straight
I
away.
know what you mean. The
He
blood
said,
of
I know what
Jesus,
you
know
mean,
what I
bruv.
You use aboniki, you use lemon, you use ginger.
Bro,
you
check
pepper
Vic's
that up.
WhatsApp status. It
You
says
get me?
water is wet.
You get
We
me?
all
Why
asked him
not?
why. We all asked him
I said,
why.
what was it? I said flow like water.
Yeah, we all asked him
You know what I
why.
mean?
what do you think you are?
What do I think? You know what I mean? You get me? I flow well.
Oh my
You
goodness.
get me? Trust. I know what you mean, man. You're not really sick like that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's good.
you're not there, innit? You're not sick here. Just say that.
Man, I said I'm not really
Yeah.
sick like that.
You take care of yourself, bro.
Yeah.
man.
When you get home, you do your. You know, back in the day when you're sick, or if you're not blocked nose, you put your head over
I know,
there.
yeah.
Come on, man. Even when you're not sick, you do it so you prevent.
I understand that, Vic, but what I'm trying to say is, bro,
You know what I mean?
it's a different thing out there.
As long as you're paying for your insurance, medical insurance, and just in case.
But it's a completely different thing I'm talking about in terms of
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You
the
go to
weather,
hospital, they take.
the animals.
Yeah,
bro.
everything.
There's
Animals.
what do you mean?
Bro,
which
it depends
animals?
where you live there, bro.
And I know we are going to a
Buy a
hot state.
gun.
Exactly. The gun's illegal. You're not really sick, but you can get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood of Jesus again, innit?
Each and every time, bro.
You get me?
Each and every
Jesus
time.
again, bro. You know what I mean? And survival skills. You know what I mean? So
I'm just saying there's a lot more danger there than there is
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh, easy.
So
Yeah.
the more likely to get sick or ill is higher.
Yeah, risk
Yeah.
versus reward, innit?
yeah.
So you'd move,
Trade-off.
basically. You guys would move.
Yeah.
Only,
I can live
only if
anywhere,
it was
to be
worth it.
honest.
Only,
So what's not worth it?
only if it's like,
150 a year, you gone.
yeah. America's not,
USD, not pounds.
Pounds.
No, you have to
no,
do
I
USD.
still think so. Yeah.
Yeah, 150 a year.
Yeah,
USD.
yeah.
I'll move for a year
Hey, one
No,
year.
he's saying
year.
150.
And then come back.
just to see, you know,
You want to see?
dip my toe.
Bro, as long as like I'm in a good city / state, then, and I'm earning a good amount, I think I could live. Like America's never really crazy enticed me to live there.
But do you know, I only ask that because I know the opportunities for even people in sports or just what we're
Yeah.
doing in sports media, and then even
Opportunity wise,
Opportunity-
it's
coaching.
definitely
More
more so why I'd move there.
especially for soccer as they call it, for our football. If you go over and coach, I met someone else out there that was just, he played for Reading Academy when he was 15, moved out there, and he's charging people $200 an hour.
Yeah.
It's funny when we were driving back from the wedding on Sunday, flipping. Them lot were saying that one of their ex-teammates at Academy, he's now coaching one of the MLS clubs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I think somewhere in LA, I think LA Galaxy or
just like
LAFC,
that, you know? Yeah.
something
All
like
they
that.
see is experience.
Like
in the
he
UK.
doesn't play ball no
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
He's just coaching. He's around our age or something.
Yeah.
But any experience in the UK,
Yeah.
you could tell them I played for Arsenal when I was 12, and they're not fact checking.
I don't know. They'll fact check.
Now they will.
But obviously, but I'm yeah.
I know what you mean. It's
But-
a lot more.
I was
you
talking
can cut
like
through.
back
No,
in the day.
but I did.
Exactly. Say it with confidence, they might believe you. But but the guy played for Reading when he was a youth, like
Yeah.
under 16s. Never after that moved out there, and he's literally $200 an hour making stupid.
Yeah,
money.
yeah, because football, soccer's seen as a more expensive sport for them.
And it's a
Like,
specialist
yeah.
sport.
And it's a specialist sport. And what I like about America
Why
is
is it a
what,
specialist
they're
sport?
so rounded. They want their kids to play every sport, so they're gonna put their kid in every sport. Right?
Yeah, but
Don't
that
worry
goes
about how
back.
much it
That
costs.
goes back to the hustle
Yeah,
mentality.
yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Even the wealthy, bro, it'll
That's
set
it.
you up
Yeah.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
more. Like, so
Very
and obviously
competitive.
with the education aspects, to do well, you need to. If you're playing sport, you still need to get your grades in it and stuff like that.
But I think they understand that most sports, if you do more, they lead and help you in other sports.
Yeah.
Like growing up, we all played everything, so we know that.
Yeah.
But they obviously getting to know that, or their parents know that, and they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to throw my kid in here, And if you say you were played for this academy in England, they're like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. Go
Yeah.
to him. And then you can say whatever you want. The
Bro,
price
they
is-
got sports people don't even know of here.
Exactly.
They got sports.
Even like the motor mechanics of like the NBA players, as tall as they are, and they don't just look gangly and like they're gonna fall over. They're proper, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Athletes, because
They're
from the
units,
jump
man.
they're just in everything.
And they always say the ones that played soccer, they always like Luka Doncic, the footwork,
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, the footwork. They're
Yeah,
like, oh, you played
yeah.
football, so that's why it relates and translates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But trust me, for a great opportunity. Hey, someone take me to the States. Our soccer. Well, actually, soccer, football. We're going to talk about some transfers that have happened. Obviously, now we're technically in the off-season, even though the Club World Cup is currently happening.
What a tournament, by the way.
I mean,
I think if you're a football purist and a coach, and don't get me wrong, there's only a few football purists like that will go and watch any game.
Okay,
at
100%.
whatever level in whatever country they step to, they want to go and watch the Sunday League 11 aside.
Yeah.
You should be watching the Club World Cup because the difference in like tactics.
Oh yeah.
Now
yeah.
that they're playing against different, like, do you know what I mean, cultures and how they play football, how they see
Regions.
football. Bro, that tournament is brilliant. Again, there's the ridiculous ones where it's like,
Yeah. When you're playing the
Vancouver's
Saudi
playing
team,
against,
or
like,
Auckland, they're playing against Man City. You're like,
yeah,
bro.
I mean,
like-
and even then, sometimes you get one or two where it's like, oh, he's done all right in this game.
You
Do
get
know
the
what I mean?
player.
You get the player, but as a
unit,
team, it's like
they
okay,
shouldn't
yeah.
be.
I mean, it's just good, like,
exposure, man.
exposure, recognition for the small teams.
Yeah.
Or, like,
But they're not small if they're at the Club World Cup. That's the thing.
the ones... No, bro, the Auckland... most of their players are part-time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Bro, like,
You
one of
play
them...
out your minds, transfer.
One of
bro.
their players
100%.
was concerned about the fact he can't work
Right.
back home
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's going to play.
No, you shouldn't be concerned about that. That's the last concern that should have been on your
But
mind.
he's probably thinking he's not making a move anyways.
Yeah.
For-
So when he
simple
goes back
fact-
to America, he's not gonna have a job.
There's no, the simple fact he's
Australia.
playing.
Australia.
Yeah.
Simple fact he's playing at the
Or
Club World
Auckland.
Cup,
He should be
bro.
buzzing.
Auckland,
Yeah,
New Zealand.
Someone's
buzzing.
gonna see him.
Auckland,
Yeah.
New Zealand.
He could literally phone up.
That's what it is.
League
right?
One
So
club.
Played in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, he could phone up League One clubs after this and go.
Well, he wants to live in the UK.
I'm-
That's what he's probably thinking.
I'm just saying, if he wants to be a footballer,
Yeah.
he
if
can phone up
really
League One
has
clubs and go, bro,
aspirations,
I was at the Club World Cup.
take me.
Yeah, but, like, he's trained... Like, he's fully part-time. They're not having... Most ain't going to have it, bro.
No, but because if they, bro, you're gonna have the clips.
Bro,
If he's done well.
You don't have to do well. You're on the pitch. You know football's a finished
Yeah,
game right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
real with you.
bro, it's
I'm
like...
gonna be honest.
It's like just saying any of a very small international country playing in a...
World Cup.
Yeah, or in a CONCACAF.
Someone would take you,
Gold
man.
Cup.
No,
They-
but like so.
CONCACAF's different.
Yeah, Grenada. We play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us are going back to National League football clubs after that.
To an extent, I hear it.
Do you get what I mean? We play in the World Cup.
Yeah,
None of
yeah.
us are going back
That's
to
your
National
shop
League
window.
football clubs. Yeah.
Because remember some of the way, obviously, I don't know how like Auckland and that got their qualification, but some teams got handpicked
Yeah.
more so into Miami for obvious reasons. Maybe them that actually did have to qualify, so be it. But like, if a player's coming out and telling you, man's concerned to play a worldwide tournament in the States because of my bread and butter.
Maybe he's not even serious. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're just not serious. Sometimes you're not serious. For
I
you to
agree.
be thinking of that, you're not serious.
We don't want to
You're
be a
not
football
serious.
player.
Yeah, you don't really want to play football.
Yeah. He
Go and
wants
work.
to- yeah.
Stay where you are. It's all right.
I think I agree still.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You're not
Yeah, I
serious.
agree.
He wants to be a person that works and plays football on the side.
You're going to play against these big clubs and you got opportunity. You're talking about my work.
work.
Stay there.
Because you know the people at
Stay
his
there.
work will be saying, bro, I'll go.
Yeah. That's
so-
true.
No, but what if his work's paying his bills?
No problem. Stay. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, what do you know what I mean? You know, sometimes it's okay. Go and take care of your bills, man. I understand. Stay where you are. And then, you know what I mean? When the person who took the opportunity is like, oh, this is what I got from it. Oh, I should have.
Exactly.
That's true,
Yeah,
man.
I mean-
Sometimes you don't even need to pay your bills like that.
Bro, I'm done with these, man. Anyway, let's talk.
That's a Nigerian.
Bro,
You say, I'll find a way around
Aye,
it, man.
Sometimes
aye,
you don't
Don't
need to
worry,
pay,
you
bro.
get me?
Alright, next month, don't pay your bills. Let us know you haven't paid no
You
bills.
think I've paid some this month? Come on, man. Comes from a real place, man.
Hey.
I was gonna add something about the letter, but
Bro, regardless, that brother's getting bonuses for being there, bro. He's making more than...
we'd like to think so.
No, it's not we'd like
We
to.
know certain
One-
clubs
No,
do
we're
not
talking-
pay their players.
Yes, we're talking
They don't pay their players.
we're talking about clubs in this country low down.
Yeah. At that
What
tournament.
you think if I'm
Brother,
Auckland chairman and I'm receiving 6 mil?
Bro, $1 billion. Remember we did
Yeah,
this
the
math.
winners
A
take
bill. A bill. So how much are they giving to
It's a
everyone
bill
else?
split between all teams. So I think
Exactly.
Auckland get, from what I briefly saw, in terms of US dollars, I mean New Zealand dollars, sorry, I think 6.6 mil. I don't know what that is.
The
in
chairman
US
can
dollars.
chuck everyone 15. And he's being tight doing that.
15K.
Yeah, he's being tight doing that.
Obviously, he's got his kitchen and that he wants to fix. And that.
Trust me, he's probably
to
look,
get a
you
new
know
car.
before that tournament, he's already looking at a new property,
100%.
Another
When he got
new-
picked.
a new yacht or
Sure.
bigger, you know what I mean?
bro.
A nice gift for his missus. You know what I mean?
In
For all the
Auckland,
travels.
He's enjoying as well. It's networking for him. He's doing business.
Yeah.
So just for argument's sake, let's just say the team are getting 2.5 million pounds.
Yeah, 15 bags each.
So
Everyone.
it's now the split. But again, obviously, we're saying it from a point of view that, yes, pay your players. We don't know what the split will be. He might just say, your benefit was playing on the world stage. You played against Harry Kane.
I said Harry. That's when I say Harry Kane didn't pay my bills.
Yeah, exactly. But
Listen, see, this is why I'm not.
Tell him go Brazil, man. There's South American clubs there. Tell him take.
go on.
Because if a chairman told me that, yeah, I'm punching him up. I'm punching him up.
The thing is, bro, that happens a lot in football.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'd have been out
But
of the game.
a lot of players
I'll
they
be
choose
out
to
of the
stay in, so they have to move accordingly and just find your way. Do you know what I mean? You just gotta kind of hush it up and just be like, yeah, I'm not there no more.
And if you don't know nothing else, what do you want people to do?
there you go.
Oh, that's true, you know.
If it's their only way of life,
That's the only thing.
the only thing that's paying them, or not even paying them, but it's the only thing they know how to do well.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do?
Owners
So
are gang
that's
members.
it. Auckland City FC star admits he needed unpaid leave to play at the FIFA Club World Cup. So obviously he was fine too.
Yeah.
But
It's unpaid leave.
unpaid
Yeah,
leave,
man.
bro.
He's good, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. Man
Good
up.
on him. That's the right attitude.
He wants to make it.
That's the play, though.
Nah, I heard that part.
How
then.
old is he?
I ain't got a Scooby.
Oh, okay.
24.
He's 24. I
don't
can
know.
hope.
I'm looking,
He's
guess.
any older than that. If he's 30 and he's saying this, I understand.
So Auckland's amateur players have a salary cap of 150 New Zealand dollars a week, which works out to about £66 a week.
Yeah, but on this Club World Cup, they're in a different country, so they'll get paid.
No, yeah, but again, the money goes to the club, not the player. It's
Yeah.
now how it's split.
Yeah, they
so
gotta take care of them. They'll take care of
Bro,
them.
you see them players, they need to tap that on those pockets, bro.
They'll take care of them. They have to take care of them.
Before I leave the country, I'm saying, I'm looking up the facts.
Yeah. And they won in the game.
You don't want
Or
no
drawn in the
empty
game.
I don't know.
promises.
I just remember them losing their first game 10-0 to
Yeah,
Bayern
yeah.
Munich.
Everything
And I
is
think they lost the
signed.
second game as well.
It's a good exposure for
Yeah,
them.
don't get me wrong. But like £66 a week and you're playing against Harry Kane on 400k a week.
Yeah. Experience.
Yeah, experience.
That's what they're saying.
£66 a week's taking a piss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Love
no,
of
that's
the game.
it's 150. We're converting it to
English pound.
No, that's £66.
Yeah, no, but we're converted to
They're
pounds.
in New Zealand, so that
Yeah.
66.
It's 150.
That 150.
So that's
115.
still 600 New Zealand
Yeah,
dollars
but they're
a month.
part-time.
Non-league here are part-time and they earn double that
It's
in the
different.
month.
Yeah, but
the
they're
pyramid,
part-time.
the English pyramid was made. The way the system is here is so good, man. Like people don't
No,
talk about
that one I
man.
always
Yeah,
say.
It's unbelievable.
It is in terms of the way people can get paid.
Yeah, man, it's
But,
unbelievable.
bro, Auckland City, they're a part-time football club, £66 a week.
It's tough,
It's basically
man.
Sunday league.
Yeah,
That's not Sunday. So you don't get paid Sunday league.
Some people do.
What?
I saw a thing the other day,
times have
someone getting
changed.
paid $250 at $250.
Yeah, it's
I might need to lace them up, bro.
Can you even run? Anyway, let's move
Listen,
on.
it's pre-season.
For the Alright, we're going back to transfers.
Give me 6 weeks.
In English football. Alright, what transfers have caught you guys' eyes so far? Who do you think's making the moves or who is not being proactive enough in this transfer window in English football? You can start top flight and then we'll work our
I
way
want
down.
to start top flight.
Go on.
I'm going to go Arsenal.
We ain't done nothing.
I feel like they ain't been proactive enough.
We ain't done nothing.
Because all the people, yeah, it's like you're talking. Bro, finish.
It's Arsenal's DNA, though, isn't it?
They're chatting to the girl all night in the club. Just get the number.
Vic is one person that could cuss them, man, all day long. Well, not
It's
even cuss them, man.
cuss.
It's not
just-
even cuss.
I look at when I look at clubs and I look at their identity. Do you know what I mean? So even when you look at like the way the Chelsea stuff has happened and the whole takeover, they've changed the identity of Chelsea in terms of what they do, and whether they're gonna win again for a long time is another question. Because before they were guaranteed wins at least 2 or 3 seasons. Every 2 or 3 seasons they're gonna win the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because that is what the owner made the club. This is what this club is. You come in, you win. You come in, you win. If you can't win in 2 years, see you later. Next one, come in, you win. What are we in finals? Why not? Why are we not in finals? Do you know what I mean? You lot, is there any issues? We're coming in, we win. Do you know what I mean? So that's an identity. Man, same thing with Man United. Again, a long time ago.
Yeah, 20
but
years ago.
they've been chasing that for such a long time and they've made cracks. But again, they can still have the pull. Arsenal, Almost.
Yeah, I'm an
Almost.
Arsenal fan. It's
know
because
what I mean?
I think we hang on to people for too long.
Yeah.
We trust in managers for too long. The only one that didn't last a long time was Emery. But other than that, we trust managers for 20 years. And they usually only one, Wenger has brought us some success.
Yeah.
And then we sit around and we wait and we wait and we wait and we finish second, and then we finish second, or we get to a semi-final, and then we go back to doing the nonsense we're doing. Okay, we'll make top 4, and we're never really getting over the edge. And right now, when we're in this position, I feel like we're in prime position to make the signings that other clubs are making. Like, why is Mbeumo going to Man United?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, why are certain people going to football clubs when Arsenal is the prime and position club where you should be coming to win things?
Yeah.
You go into a club, for no disrespect, was fighting relegation.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. Where's the pool? Why do people want to go there, and why don't people want to come here?
All right, sticking on Arsenal. Who should Arsenal sign?
Who should we sign?
Yes, let's just get
anyone
straight
that
into it.
anyone that can finish.
It looks like Zubimendi's basically wrapped up.
I don't need Zubimendi though. I need a striker.
They've been chasing Zubimendi for too
I need
long.
Isak. Arsenal should go and spend
That's what I
150
thought.
million
That's what I thought.
on
Simple
Isak.
because I don't think Liverpool are going in for him no more.
No, they got-
So this is simple. All of this trying to go somewhere else and bring a player from this place or that place. The guy's proven here. Get him from there, and it's just like when Fergie signed Van Persie. He's like, this is it. This is all I need for the next season to win the league. In you come, and they won it.
The problem with Arsenal, like Isak, obviously Isak is there, but they've gone to Sesko, and they've gone to who's that guy we're linked with?
Gyökeres or
Gyökeres,
Yeah.
Gyökeres, sorry.
and they're just talking, like just hurry up and just make up your mind.
I think
Because you have money now, like.
No,
I think it's
gotta be.
because they don't want to pay the fees
That's
that
what
the
it
clubs
is.
want.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
But then they're gonna miss this golden age here of having like a good defense, a good keeper. I think his keeper's alright, to be fair. A good, decent midfield, and you're just missing like what you're missing is not that much.
The only benefit we have is everyone is still young.
All right,
Our team isn't old.
Go
Our
back
team
to-
is relatively young.
go back to Isak. If just for argument's sake, Newcastle want 120 million, are you doing that?
Yep. Tomorrow. In fact, yesterday.
I don't think that's an issue, because again, you can sacrifice certain things. I think keeping hold of Thomas Partey is key. It's one, and I'll tell you why. You see, when you get to like finals with a squad, and you just got there. They didn't even get to the finals. It's quarterfinal. But they've had a good journey. They've built great relationships on that journey. They felt pain together. You let him leave as a senior player, and someone else has come in. They're not in the same position of
say-
pain
yeah.
as
They're
that
not
other player.
gonna get it.
It's not there with them. Yes, they're gonna work hard and we're gonna fight, but that player, especially as a senior player, is at some point we look around and be like, boys, don't forget.
Yeah.
Don't forget what we've almost done last year. We can't do that again now. If you lose that in a changing room, again, top player and senior man, let's have it right. If it was Spanish or English,
It's a different story.
They'll be telling him he's the best holding midfielder in the Premier League. For, do you know what I mean? Him and Rodri will be fighting for that. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's one of those things where keeping him is key.
100%.
And then just adding, if you want to do 120 million and keep the others for next season when you've now won something,
That's fine.
different. But again,
Yes. I don't foresee the Isak signing as being a lot of money when we haven't bought a striker, or we bought a roundabout strikers. We spent 120 million buying roundabout players. So let's buy a player that we know is
that's his
established.
job. Yeah,
We do
that's
that,
his job.
and then we can really say we're contending for the league title. Because Man City are going out and doing the madness. Liverpool ain't slowing down.
They're not slowing down.
So what are we doing? Sitting there to finish second again?
You see, Man City, they've been doing business here for a long time. A long time.
The structure of their club, they've got it spot on.
They also know they've got pulling power. If Pep calls you,
Yeah.
and
But they
someone
always
else calls,
find the players at the right time of their contract.
how's Shirky 36 million? It doesn't make sense.
They find
I
the
mean,
players at the right time of
He's
their
21.
contracts.
No, it doesn't make sense. If he was English, that's 90 million.
Yeah, but it's
easy.
like, obviously with a lot of these clubs, it's either their release clauses or what year of their contracts they are, etc.
Yeah, so
Whereas if it's Premier League to Premier League, we know not even obviously English tax is there one, but Premier League tax
Premier
is
League
there
tax
as
is
well.
there as well, yeah.
So like, we look at things and we say, oh yeah, it should be a still, etc. or things are stills when it's coming from outside the league to the Premier League. But then you got to add the context to it as well.
Yeah,
it's easy to just be pissed off and just say, why didn't we do that as well?
No, because I understand the context, but Man City still made the move. Arsenal didn't make the move. Man United didn't make the move. Chelsea didn't make the move. You get what I mean? It's always Man City being able to make the move.
And they made the move, the cheap one, but the good player.
Yeah, but you
I
said...
don't know who has their contracts. I don't know who's looking at them things, yeah. With Haaland the release clause, with Shirky paying so cheap. Who else do they pay cheap for?
They ain't bought when you deep it, they ain't spent money on no one. De Bruyne was cheap.
Nah, 50 M's, bro.
50 M's is cheap. Sterling was 50 M's.
Yeah, bro.
Why is Sterling and De Bruyne gone for the same thing?
Those times it was that was fairly expensive. Those times.
It
Bro, you lot are forgetting. City spent 200 million in January and no one said nothing.
How many players are there, man?
4 players. No one said nothing.
50.
While facing charges.
Or about 200 million, I think.
Yeah, but that's fine.
And then City can just do it again. No, hardly anyone's in that position.
But look, how much money are Man United about to spend?
Boy, United are in a different... Like, the whole PSR thing, it's messing up a lot of clubs. Like...
It's coming for us.
City, when man them complain about City, even in my United chat, I kind of put City to the side because one, it sounds silly. City get away with shit, bro.
They do.
They're getting away with this shit.
But they also get rid of players at a rate you don't realize.
Yeah. That's where City have become very good, as like they've basically become on par with Chelsea at selling their young players, and then they're these loopholes, these PSR nonsense, whatever. Like, bro,
but that's a well-run club.
No, that one I 100% agree.
They're running well, but they're not well run.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's doing okay. Do you know what I mean? But is it really doing what it needs to do business-wise fully throughout the whole club? No. And Chelsea, once upon a time, obviously they're still doing their stuff now. City are there now as well. I feel United will get back to that. I do really feel United will get back to that.
Villa were trying to do it.
So in the City thing, it was 200 million euros. So just for arguments in Jan,
160.
That's 4 players.
But like 160.
And then they can do it again. Do you know what I mean? Most teams can't do that.
I understand, but it's because the money they generate. Also, you got to remember the money they generate outweighs the money they're spending on players.
Yeah, but
that's part of the City group.
Again, the City generation of money, there's so much of a grey area. That's why City, I don't really count them in how they do business. They've got great football people. That I cannot deny. But when it comes to the financials, I'm like, City, alright, cool. City made this signing.
It
is what it is, bro. City have been facing 115 charges for half a decade.
Do you know what I like about that? Yeah, it's about knowing the rules, not breaking it, but bending it.
Of course, that's what they do.
And that's what they've really done really well. And it's like, we haven't broke any rules here.
We're yet still to know.
To get to know.
Yeah.
This case has been going on for how many years?
And because of how much they haven't broken, because if it was broken, I'm sure they would have seen something.
100%.
If they broke the rules, it's clear you lot broke these rules. They just respond to them saying, well, we didn't break your rules.
No, we just bent them a bit.
Listen,
we read them and we said,
don't get me wrong,
that's the loophole.
I'd say, like, City do great business, but City also do bad business, but because they're so successful, people don't care about it.
Yeah.
Like, and which is completely fair.
How much bad business would you say they've done?
Obviously, I'd say in recent years, they haven't really signed as much players.
So,
just for argument's sake, a lot of people in one of my chats, now Grealish looks like he's going to go. They say he's a failed signing for 100 M's.
4 Premier League.
How much was Grealish signed for? 100 M's, right?
But 4 Premier Leagues, a Champions League title.
3 Premier. Yeah, but like as the way he played himself. But that's what I'm going to say. You're going to say every single player is a success for City
because of their system.
Yeah, no, because they've won.
No.
Yeah, because the system is set up for them to win.
Yeah,
and you've just got to come and do what I told you to do in this system, and we'll win.
Yeah.
I don't care about what you want to do.
There's no time for individuality in that.
Yeah, I mean,
you're thinking he left the Villa team when he was the main man to come to a team where he's not even in the top 5 best players. That's a big difference.
Yeah, but when they signed him,
he wasn't in the top. No,
they signed him as that person to be.
You can sell a dream.
Yeah, but City,
that's part of the game.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't give City the leeway that others, and they've deserved some leeway. But if it was again. I'm not saying whether Grealish is a failure or success or not. I don't really care about that. But like the nuance when it comes to Grealish, bro, Like, if you put his numbers in any other team, his one best year was the year that they won the treble. Obviously, he done his thing, whatever, at certain aspects. But if you look at the totality of his City career,
He hasn't always been that
it
good.
hasn't been like, it's just been about good. 100 M's.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, they bought a player that's a main man somewhere. They bought a different player to who they were going to turn him into. They turned him into something he's not.
Yes.
Once you turn a player into something he's not, what do you
It's
expect?
out of his hands.
Yeah. What do you expect?
He
You
has
can't
to
say
do
he
what he's
failed.
told.
Yeah, you can't say he's failed. If he worked in the system, they won the games, they won the leagues, they won Champions League.
He's
with
done
him.
his job.
He did
Yeah,
his job.
I don't think he's
Because-
failed. I just think he's reached the end of his City career.
Yeah, we all know that though.
And I hope he can still get back to how he played before.
It's going to be very hard.
I think
I hope he works
he's
hard.
just going to play
So
a bit
hard.
different.
When players become that age, to get out of how you've been
it
drilled
was,
for the
yeah.
last couple years,
How old is he now?
it's going to be 30
He's gonna
soon.
be 30.
Oh, really?
His
Yeah.
bank account says he's successful though.
Yeah, but again, this is what I'm saying. We can
It's
say
so
that.
tough.
We can say that for
I've got
any
a question, yeah?
any
Would
player.
you-
This is why I don't really. If we're gonna move on to Liverpool next in terms of their business, but City, like, I don't give them extra plaudits in terms of certain things that they do. The only thing I give them plaudits is they run so well. But with them, there's stupid grey areas. I'm like, okay, cool. City are just gonna do business again.
Yeah, but it's not.
It
that
is
other
what it
clubs
is.
don't have
If
the
people
bread. though.
consider
It is-
it
bro,
crazy, they'll ban
they
it.
say-
Craziness.
But this is the thing. It's not that the other clubs don't have the bread.
They're not going to do
But-
the detail. They're not going to do the research
Yeah.
to be able to do those fan.
Newcastle got the bread. Arsenal's
And-
owner
Bro,
owns everything.
they're
Look how much
limited as
money-
well, bro.
No, it's not.
They're
Look how
limited
much
as
money
well,
them
bro.
man spend everywhere else, bro. You know this. You know what teams. Denver Nuggets.
City are getting money from sponsors that no one knows.
No, but Joe,
they don't know where the money's come
Kroenke
from.
owns. Kroenke
Just
owns the Nuggets.
paraphrasing.
Kroenke owns the Nuggets, the Rams. He owns the Avalanche, I think, as well, the
He's
NHL
got
team,
quite a few.
and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
owns Arsenal. Bro, he's about to
can
pay
do it as
Jokic.
well.
He's about to pay Jokic 200 million for 2 years.
Yeah,
Near
yeah,
enough, bro. He playing. He paid Aaron Donald 30 million. He's about to pay what's his face, Matthew Stafford 50 mil at 40, nearly 40 years old. Bro, I don't want to hear about them man that got bread. They've got the money to do
They've
it.
got bread. He lives on a ranch, bro.
They've got the money to do
Football
it.
is just part of their business.
Yeah,
When you
he's
look
got the
at it.
money. He just don't want to use it.
Bro, everyone's got the money, but they then have to. If you don't sell, like how PSL is actually a big thing, bro. Villa's
It
owners
is.
are
It is
one of
very
the. I think they're top 3 to top. Obviously now with recent buys, maybe top 5 richest in the Prem, bro. Villa are in the red.
That's because they didn't make Champions League, though. That's because
Villa are in the
because
red.
they didn't make Champions
Villa
League.
have to sell, like.
That's because they didn't make Champions
This is
League.
why Villa offered Arsenal Ollie Watkins, bro, in Jan.
Yeah, but they had
Villa offered them
expectations.
to Arsenal, bro.
But they had
You lot should
expectations.
take
Whilst in the
still.
Champions League.
No, but you guys aren't think you're not looking at it. They had expectations. Yeah.
Bro, why are you offering arguably your best player whilst you're in competitions and you're still trying to get into Champions
Because
League?
who they signed. They signed Rashford and they signed Asensio at the same
Bro.
time. That's why they offered us a player that they were thinking, okay, bro, he's aging. We're probably moving on from him very soon. Yeah. We're paying him a lot of money.
Can we get it?
Can we
do it now?
Can we do it now?
Yeah.
And
Bro,
they had to
they
make
recently
Champions.
gave him a contract, bro.
Yeah, because now they've
Before
realized.
that.
But you know why? Joe, you know football. Why did Man get new deals? So
Bro.
up the market price to then sell them.
It's
Vi-
pay protection, man.
Yeah.
No, Villa's case, bro, if you lot go check up on Villa, that's why they got rid of Duran, and it hasn't still helped their financials, bro.
The Ram was going anyway. Saudi called.
Bro.
I hope to see him back in the Premier Durant, man.
Well,
No, Duran's about his bread.
Let's
He
see.
doesn't want to see himself in the Prem.
Only about
You know
his
what
bread.
this is.
We'll see. City
I'm
don't
just saying.
again. Don't get me wrong. City do great business. Whoopsie do. But like,
Sound
no,
like a bitter United fan.
Yeah.
bro, no, because no one will talk about Calvin Phillips 50 million. No one talks about that. Do you know what I mean?
Part of the tax, though.
Huh?
It's part of the tax.
Exactly. So you've given an excuse straight away. This is what I
It's,
mean.
just, it's true because if it was gonna go United, it would be 50 million.
Yeah, look, you'd have been.
No, but
Nah, if
forget.
he was going United, it would be 75.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
they
no,
added
no, no,
even
no.
more.
I'm
Man
not-
United tax on top of
I'm
it.
not talking about where he's gone. I'm talking about his City career. You guys have dismissed his City career,
but they-
and you're talking about other
No,
clubs.
no,
this
but-
is my point. When
Yeah,
it's
but
City,
He flopped
But
still.
City signed. Okay, but what City were doing at that time, what they're doing at that time, is they're going to the Premier League and signing everyone's best player. Am I wrong? They were literally going to the lower league clubs in the Premier League and signing all their best players.
Yeah, but
not really.
They were doing that.
Who else?
They did that. They tried to do it with Wolves. They didn't really succeed. They got a man playing right
When
back.
they first came, they did it with Arsenal.
They cleared out Arsenal, bro. They were just doing it.
But you man,
Like, they got that guy from Sunderland years ago.
Pat Roberts. Who you talking about?
No. When they just changed owners and that. Can't remember right now.
What
Sunderland or they were red and white or Southampton.
Mate, obviously City have been spending for
Position?
time, so that one I can't.
Position?
Rodwell? No.
They did get Jack
Yeah,
Rodwell.
Rodwell.
They
Yeah.
did actually
And
get
he
Rodwell.
flopped.
It is
Sunderland.
Jack Rodwell.
But
They got
right,
injured.
well done you. Proud of you.
He went Sunderland after City though.
Was it Sunderland
was
after?
after- he was Sunderland
Did they get him
after
from Everton or
Everton, yeah.
one or two?
Well, either way, he flopped, man.
Jack Rodwell, man.
I'm just saying, bro. When it comes down to that
Potential
sort
was
of thing,
there, but man.
it comes down to that sort of thing, bro. City were doing business the way I think you should do business if you have the funds to be able to do that business. If you can buy out, if I was the owner and I had the bread, I'd go to every team, buy your best player because you're gonna sell him to me. I'm gonna overpay a bit, and then I'm gonna leave him on the bench. If you don't want, bro, I got Rodri here. That's why City career's failed. He's got Rodri there. Calvin Phillips is not playing over Rodri. Let us be real.
Another excuse.
No, but it's I'm being
another
honest.
excuse.
That's, if you have Calvin Phillips as a backup to Rodri, you're already taking the best
Bro,
the best player.
City
basically.
signed Calvin Phillips, so other clubs couldn't.
That's what they-
literally
that's
it.
what-
That's what Arsenal should have done with
And-
Fabregas.
and-
So Chelsea
yeah.
don't sign.
And
If
he
they don't
was
sign
an
Chelsea,
absolute-
if they don't
it
sign
was a
Fabregas
waste
that
of time.
season, Chelsea don't win the league.
That's what Ronaldo
But,
did. That's
you
what
know
Man United did when they signed Ronaldo.
Yeah, man.
He was
You
an
signed him,
absolute-
so Man City could have signed him.
No.
Yeah.
Bring
Yes,
it back
yes,
Cristiano.
yes.
Oh, that nostalgia. I don't really care about
I'm just
that.
saying, you man do it
That's
too.
the game.
No,
That's the shit
like-
you have to do sometimes.
Calvin
I'd have done it for him though.
Who?
Ronaldo.
There's history on that, bro.
But
that one they did the
you-
nostalgia.
that-
one.
it
That
happens
one
bare
messed up the
football,
club,
bro.
but
It
that's
happens,
a
it happens.
completely different story.
Football,
anyway.
it happens. Man, sign a player so they don't have to sign somewhere
No,
else.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I just think I said it at the beginning of the convo. Once we started City, I said any excuse will be given for City, and it has been. But we'll move on. Because we can speak about them for time. Most I've ever spoke about Man City in my life in the short frame of time. Who else? We said Liverpool.
Yeah, they're getting extorted for their players. I'll be honest, that they're signing.
Why are they getting extorted? This
Wirtz
is
ain't- Wirtz
interesting.
ain't no worth that much money.
You said players, by the way. So Frimpong.
Frimpong as well. Yeah, they're getting extorted. But I don't
Wow.
I don't mind it. They're getting extorted for their players. They're getting extorted, but I don't mind it. Spend all the money you want to spend.
Hold on. Why is Jeremy Frimpong an extortion?
Bro, how much do you go for?
About 35 million. If
Extortion.
No, 30 million.
30 million, you think that's a
30 million.
Pounds.
Yes.
Extortion.
You're mocking it.
Extortion.
See, you're mocking it.
Extortion.
That's not extortion.
You're mocking
So you
it.
just come from saying Arsenal should pay the money to-
Isak. Proven.
yeah, but what?
I'm not
Frimpong
signing
is
no
not-
one from Bundesliga no more, bro. I don't care what you've done. I'm not
Yeah.
signing no one from
So you're
Bundesliga.
not
I've seen
having it?
enough of what the Bundesliga has produced in the Premier League for me to say I'm okay.
So City, all right. City signed Marmoush in January.
And
No, is that was that?
I didn't. I'm still waiting to see. I have to see. I've seen him score a few goals from outside the box.
Yeah, what about
But
Haaland?
City?
Haaland?
Was,
No.
huh?
Haaland.
Haaland was where before?
Dortmund.
They signed him.
No,
shit
yeah,
for
where was he before that?
It was in like Norway, innit?
Salzburg.
No, Salzburg.
Salzburg.
Austria.
And then he went
Then-
there. He went there a small period of time. Good to go. I'm just trusting what I'm trusting.
So no one raised in Bundesliga.
Yeah,
you're
bro, I'm
saying.
not-
Frimpong got
I know
razor.
he
He
got
came from
razor.
Man
I know
he
City,
came
bro.
from the City,
Look,
I think that's a great signing for that price. 30
I
million.
think it's a very good signing
That's
for
a
that
very good
price.
signing,
signing
bro.
for that
Wirtz
price.
extortion. You man, Wirtz is
Once
extortion.
you can say extortion, but I kind of get it.
100 and who?
126 in pounds, 116, I think.
You get it. What do you get about that signing? Joe?
No, I kind of get it.
116 million for Florian.
Yeah.
What do you get about that
FLO.
signing?
He's considered one of the best playmakers in the world, and he's what, 22 years old. Bro, City really wanted him.
I don't think they sell him though. They won't get the same money unless he has to win things for them to.
You
recuperate
really
the
do.
money.
You really do.
Yeah.
For me, as long
Once
as
you go over 100, you're not selling.
as
him
long
for
as
that.
you win,
Yeah,
and
then
you,
you
bro,
can-
you
you
make
can-
forget you being sold. You've made your value.
Yeah, you have to win.
Like,
160.
and the reason why Liverpool have got this leeway where, like, I've already said they've overspent for him, but Liverpool have this leeway because they didn't buy no players last season, and they won the league.
They spent
Slot
5
done
million
an
on a
amazing
loan.
Bro,
job.
so like
did an amazing job,
this
man.
this is where I say like I hate Liverpool, bro, but they've got extra. I've not gotten to them for this. They've obviously overpaid.
Yeah.
They've obviously overpaid, but they are allowed to overpay in this situation.
16. You know, you could have got for
Do
116.
you know?
Cause Bayern Munich tried it. Bayern Munich tried this. To get Wirtz, but they tried the cheap thing like what they do to Dortmund. Leverkusen said we're not Dortmund, bro.
Yeah.
And then Man City tried to sign him and they just felt outpriced. That's what it was.
And that's what I like about City as well. They won't
Smart
accept anything
footballing
they
people.
don't think. You see when they're in that board meeting and they say this is the price. We're not going past this.
We're not going
I
past.
don't
All
want to
right,
hear it.
then go back to Arsenal. If Arsenal have
You
valued a
haven't won
player,
anything. You haven't won anything.
If Arsenal have valued
nothing.
Arsenal valued who at what price?
I'm just saying,
In
if
terms
Arsenal,
of who they want to
if
sign.
Arsenal have
in
valued
their
a
board
player,
meetings.
That don't mean anything.
Arsenal have won nothing.
Arsenal can't.
You can't do
Arsenal
that.
don't have this power.
You don't have that power.
You haven't got power to do
Go and win.
They
negotiations.
value
Go and win.
all them players, yeah,
No,
at like 10 mil.
Yeah.
They go over 10
All we're
mil, they're
doing
not
is telling-
paying no more.
Arsenal telling everyone.
that one they can be cheap at terms.
When they tried to do the £1 Suarez thing, I said
Arsenal
this
just
is
a cheap
disgusting.
assholes. That's what they are.
I said this is a nasty piece of work.
Me personally, I think Wirtz is a very good sign. As a
100,
player,
116.
I've already said
How
they've
much?
overpaid.
How much did they overpay?
I'd probably say maybe 20
Is
million.
Shirky better than him?
20 million or not.
Is Shirky better than him?
I won't say Cherky's better than him. I don't think he is. But I won't say Wirtz is better than him like that as well.
That's
I
what-
think as an out-and-out playmaker, as what Liverpool want,
36 mil, 116 mil. I'm going to see this year the difference. I've seen them both play. When I told you about your players at
But
Southampton
one-
United, I told you I watched them play.
but one's
They
been
were no
trusted,
good.
bro. One's been performing for years.
I'm not saying he
Shirky's
hasn't.
always had the talent.
I'm not
And
saying
with
he
him, it's been a
hasn't.
part mentality thing as well.
But I'm
In
not
terms
saying
of
he
how he's
hasn't.
played.
I'm not saying he hasn't. One has done it in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, and
I
he
saw-
bro Leverkusen. He won them he won them the league, bro, against not obviously him, the team, but against superpower Bayern Munich,
Yeah,
bro.
he
I
had a
saw-
great-
They won the league
I
and
think
he
that's a
won
great signing.
he won Bundesliga player of the season. He's still backing it up with near enough the same numbers, and he's not a numbers guy.
I saw
It's
Timo.
the way he plays, bro.
I saw Timo come from Bundesliga to Chelsea.
Okay,
I saw him come from Bundesliga. He's now a winger. He was a striker. He's now
bro,
a winger.
like that shit. I saw Haaland go from Bundesliga
Haaland's
to
a
Premier
different
League.
animal. Haaland's a different
I
animal.
saw Jude Bellingham go from Bundesliga to Real Madrid.
Bro, he went the smart route. The man are coming to the Premier League. It's a different thing.
Bro,
What about Ozil then? Even though he was at Madrid.
What do you mean? What about Ozil? He was at Madrid. Yes.
He was raised in Germany, wasn't he?
He was at Madrid.
Wasn't he raised in Germany?
That's a different
That's
generation.
Bro,
product
if you go to
of
Madrid,
Germany.
I'm talking about this generation of nonsense that we're watching
Yeah,
football right
this
now.
generation-
What about
football is
Mustafi?
Huh? Bro, you can't name me five in the past like 5 years Bundesliga players that have moved from there to here and have been a success.
to be honest, I'd have to really think who the players actually are.
That's what I'm saying. Name me
No,
five.
no, I'm saying name the signings. Then I could say yes or no. Bro, you could do this at any
No,
league.
but I want you to name me five. Because Bundesliga is the real one that's messing around with this English.
Like who have come recently from the
that-
Bundesliga.
who come recently from the Bundesliga? I mean a success.
Obviously, the latest one, Marmoush, but we're yet to see.
Yeah, we don't know about him.
I'm saying who signed last year. Name the players. I can't.
I don't
think
know
like
because I
that.
don't like watching Bundesliga, so I don't know.
But that so.
So
bro.
how would we confirm?
What do you mean? How would you confirm? You guys gotta give me the
All right,
players.
so how much? Let's go back to Wirtz because that's just gonna take
60
long.
mil.
60 mil.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Why is it like that?
60 million. He's coming from Bundesliga. I'm not.
So Bundesliga tax is
It-
your thing.
He's coming from Bundesliga first off, and I've watched him play enough times to tell you he's not 116 million.
Opinions. Games about opinions.
It is.
I've
No
already.
one really
I've
is the
already
price,
said
though.
Wirtz.
But the price is just the price.
The price is obviously overpriced, but I understand why Liverpool done it.
160 million. You're coming and you're the best player at Liverpool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd like to have thought that with every 100 million midfielder that's been signed the last couple of years, but it was only Pogba that was held to that standard.
Do you believe that if you're signed for 160 mil, but what they're looking at is your potential,
I
what
understand
you
that.
could possibly do for the likes of Mo Salah and for the likes of the other players who you're gonna feed to score more goals, then at the end of the season, if they do win the Premier League and the Champions League now again, or one of the two, could you now say, okay, price tag makes sense?
I still won't say the 116 makes sense next year.
Yeah.
You
So
have to.
it has to be a couple each.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we have to
because-
do it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I agree with that
can't-
as well. Couple titles.
No, I
Couple
can't.
titles.
You can't bring me one.
3 years.
Well, they're in a position to repeat. So
Yeah.
But that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. You can't bring me. You can't bring me
years.
one.
3 years.
You can't bring me one.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
he's
need
got,
a
he's got
couple.
to bring a couple.
I need a couple.
Is it-
The most I can call him is he's slightly overpriced. That's it.
This is like KD joining the Warriors.
I can't say anything else because he's proved how he's played the last couple years himself. That he is one of the best playmakers in the world. That's his thing, bro.
He's one of the best playmakers. As a player in the world, where would you put Wirtz? As a football player in the world, is he in anyone's top 10 right now?
So are you saying only 100 that price he should only be top 10?
I'm just asking you the question.
No.
I'm leaning towards that, yes, but I'm saying it. Is he top 10 in the world to be in that bracket?
I know, I've got to do a list of top 10. Off the top of my head, I'm just gonna say no.
That's what I'm saying. So if he's not top 10, I'm talking about in his age range as well, you know.
All right, so now if you're going in his age range,
His
how
age
old-
range
what?
is
Like
22?
22, right?
22, 23. I'm talking about age range. So you could go younger
What
and
age
1 year
range are
older.
we doing?
You go
That's
17 to
gonna
23.
include 17 to 23.
Yeah.
He will be top 10 then.
How old's Jude?
Jude's like 20. So
How old-
you name your 10
How old's
then,
how old's
since you've
Lamine?
got- Obviously, he's
17.
young G.
How old's
Nico.
Nico? How old's Due?
Hold on,
How
are you
old's
saying Nico Collins is better than Wirtz?
Nico Collins?
No, I mean Nico
Williams.
Williams. Sorry, Nico Collins,
Yeah,
NBA.
I am saying Nico Williams.
All right, cool. That one I'm not gonna
You don't-
accept
you
that.
don't-
But anyway, go on.
Due?
I'm not saying Due is better than Wirtz right now. No chance,
you need
bro.
to see Due do it
Bro,
for
you
one
just
more
seen
season.
Due for 6 months. Come on, man.
Brother, I'm giving you players that are better than him.
No, absolutely.
I'm giving you football players that are better than him.
The only two that you said Jamal and Jude
Jamal and Jude.
as outright Jude as the whole. I'll leave Jude there. Yes, go on. I love Jude, but as an outright soccer player, but that's what I'm saying. Soccer players you're not always the best. Do you know what I mean? So like Shirky is like when he came on against Spain and he was badding it up. People are saying top 2 most talented players in his age range in the world. It's like, oh, what? Now you're only saying this now. Shirky's been playing, bro. He's 21, but he's been playing. You get me? So anyway, let's go back to your list.
But you're going to discount half of
I
them.
don't know, I'm not. But you've discounted half of the things that I've said.
No, I haven't.
Of the reasons I've given to certain things. I'm not discounting your list. I'm just going to say yes or no.
I've missed this.
So who have I said so far? Who have I said so far?
You've said Jamal, Jude. So I've said yes to those. You've said Nico Williams. I've said no. You've said Due. I've said no.
You said no to Due.
I think Due can reach that.
What's his face? My brain just you'll know his name. Can't remember his name. Zhao Neves.
João Neves.
Yeah. Put the finger
He's
up.
a bit older though. No?
No, he's 20.
Nah.
20 years old. Put your finger up. Zhao Neves for PSG.
Nah.
Oh my goodness gracious
Next you're
me.
going to say Nuno Mendes.
No, it wasn't. But he's better than him. But he's a fullback. I'm not going to include him.
Nah.
Zhao Neves.
Are you doing like just any position
Yes, bro.
as well? I won't even say yes to that either.
I can't just do number 10s.
All right, cool. No, that's fine. João
If
Neves.
it's number
I'll
10, then
add
it's
Musiala. Yes, Musiala. Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
but I'm just not doing number 10s. You get
No,
what I mean?
that's fine. I'm not gonna agree with Neves though.
As a player over.
Yeah, no. And I wanted United to sign Neves. I even tweeted it last year.
Neves is like a top 10 midfielder in the world, bro.
What, all round midfielder?
Yes.
We-
He's a top 10 midfielder in the
I've
world. And
seen
Wirtz,
him-
Wirtz is in the top 10
I've
midfielder.
seen Neves without Vitinha, and I know what the levels are. And I
want
wanted.
this kind of man for what team they play.
I'm not discounting him anymore.
You are.
Because I wanted to sign him. Are you not listening?
I'm listening, but you're discounting him.
But you're just not accepting the fact that I'm not having him.
No, because why are you not having him? Because you saw him without.
No, and that's a valid reason.
No, but it's not.
It is because I've seen him
you
more
haven't
years
seen- okay,
without Vitinha than I have seen him with Vitinha.
You've seen him more years without Vitinha.
Yes.
But he's only 20.
Exactly. He's been playing football for like 3-4 years, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But he's only 20. And he just won the Champions League. Dominated world football for this whole season.
So when you're saying dominated world football,
Bro, he
are you-
dominated. Bro, because guess what? Guess what man do? People get bought off one season, do they not?
Oh, facts. A lot of players. do.
Exactly.
That one does.
How much is João Neves going for right now?
What in this day? And
In this
age?
day and age? Give me a number.
Maybe 100 M's. That
100
that
M's.
seems to be the figure, the ballpark with a lot of these players.
He is also better than Wirtz as a football player.
As a football player.
As a football player.
Lord of mercy.
a
All right,
football
we will agree to disagree. Let's
As a
move
football
on.
player. I'm going all round though. That's what I'm saying. All round
I've
player.
still said no, but
Okay, cool. Who else am I going?
I gave you Musiala, so I've only got 3 players so far.
Yeah, huh? You only got 3.
Yamal, Jude, and Musiala.
This is ridiculous. I don't even want to carry. There's no point in carrying it because you only took Jamal, Jude, and Musiala.
Bro, what is...
You can't take 3. Have you watched? No. Now I'm going to be.
Give
desperate.
me your
have
10.
have you seen Wirtz play?
Yes!
How often?
Bro!
No, how often?
You can't do
how
the how
often?
often thing.
No, I can. How often have you watched Wirtz play?
I've been watching him last couple of years. It's not about how often, bro.
Is he the best player in his own team?
What, in Leverkusen?
Yeah,
Yes.
guaranteed.
Yes.
Every week.
That's it, every week.
No, I'm being dead serious. He's the best player in his own team. How outright?
You can't say every week.
In Leverkusen?
No one's
In
the best player
Leverkusen-
every week for the
No,
team.
is he? No, is Salah the best player at Liverpool every week?
No.
Who's the best player at Liverpool every week?
Every week. It's not
Every
Salah
week,
every week.
you know it changed. You know it changed.
Brother,
bro.
you match is Salah the best player at Liverpool every week?
Can't be every week.
Answer my question. Is Salah the best player?
Something good has to be Van Dijk.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
goodness.
Or like it has to be, or even
Is
Diaz
Salah
back
the
with
best
us.
player at
You know
Liverpool
what
every week?
I mean? Most weeks, yes.
Okay, you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know
So
what you
don't
mean.
be-
He's the
don't
guy
be-
you need in the team. He needs to be there.
Okay.
No, most weeks, yes, but not every week, bro.
I'm glad I'm staying quiet the last minute.
You can't say
Every
bro.
week. Every week.
Yo.
He shows up. I know what you mean. Like every week he does something that's like, yep, this is why I said, yep, this is why this price or whatever. But
Bro, I've said Salah's the best player in the Prem. I'm not denying that.
I'm using the same logic to go into Wirtz though. That's what I was asking.
That as he's the best player in Leverkusen.
Yeah, but I'm using the same Salah verdict as to
For
Liverpool
Wirtz.
for Wirtz.
Yeah,
And you agree? So
that Vert's been the best player in
the
in
Salah
Leverkusen.
verdict that's a Salah verdict for Liverpool to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So that's your opinion.
Yeah. He's been the best player in Leverkusen, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you think other?
No,
otherwise?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I watch Bundesliga. I watch him play football.
Wait,
So
didn't
I watch him.
you just say he doesn't watch Bundesliga?
No, I said I watch.
You caught it 10
I said I
minutes
watch
back.
Bundesliga. Bro, I can't. If I can't, why were you talking about Wirtz?
they don't like it.
Well, what did he say specifically? That's why I don't watch Bundesliga.
Have I watched Leverkusen? Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, all right,
I'm just saying.
You just don't think...
He's not worth the money, but it's fine.
That's fine. But I've agreed
But
with you.
no one's worth the money. Bro.
I really think most players, I don't think they're worth their
It's just
price.
what you want to pay me to
It's
to
what
get
they're
this
worth
player.
to that club. One, like, don't get again. The very first thing I said at the beginning of Wirtz is that Liverpool overpaid, but I understand why.
No, but then I asked you, is he a top 10 player in the world? You then said no.
But I think most of the world's most expensive players, the top 20 signings, at each time that they get signed, hardly any of them are top 10 players in the world. Hardly any
When they
of
get
them.
signed, you're talking about.
At that moment, when João Felix
so they work
got
to the
when João
potential.
Felix got signed for over 100 M's, he wasn't even top.
No, they were
maybe
at potential.
40.
Yeah, they were at
exactly.
potential.
Do you know what I mean?
And sometimes you do have to work to your potential. You do have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So as long as Wirtz wins stuff and lives up to it, then no one can complain.
Then the
moments,
price would be
big
justified
moments in
still.
games, towards the end of the season, business end of the season. Is he the one that's stepping up? You know what I mean? Then it's like,
Grealish is still top 10 right now. So
you
when
talking about
Grealish was
expensive
signed, huh?
You talk about the money.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to go for like use Neymar, Mbappe, Coutinho, you'll cross no. Dembele from Barcelona, you'll cross no. João Felix, no. Now Wirtz is in this list.
Oh, sorry, I forgot a lot. Of
Enzo,
names.
Hazard when he signed for Real Madrid. He's,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Griezmann, Grealish, Rice is here, Casado, like Lukaku, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the time, they're not the top 10. There's only some of them that are Neymar, Mbappe. You can't argue.
you lot, congratulations by the way. You lot Palace fans. I mean,
Yeah, come on.
well, not, but you know, affiliations and them things, and you know what I mean.
Palace affiliation, Nazin. Mate, Anthony's top 20 on this
No,
list.
they're not listening.
Forget them guys there, man.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
Cole Palmer better than Wirtz.
That's a very good question.
It's
You
not.
know?
It's not a good question.
I think it's a
The
good
answer is
question.
Yes.
Who do you think?
Cole Palmer's better than him.
I think it's a
Cole
good.
Palmer's carried a
Do you
Premier
know
League
what,
team, a bad one,
To what?
to that stupid competition they won,
What?
the Conference League.
He really played in that,
Played in the
brother.
final. It's the only reason they won. Bro, you watched the final, right? It's the only reason they won that game.
So Leverkusen done the double.
They did.
And they got to the
In-
Europa League final,
And
they
got
could
their
have done the.
asses handed to
Yeah,
them
they did.
by
they did.
Adamola.
They did.
Adamola gave them something to think about.
He did. He did.
was the best
But
player on the pitch that day?
That would have stopped them from winning the treble and going the complete season unbeaten in every single competition.
Because
Understood.
he deserves the accolades.
Simple.
But I'm giving you individual players.
Do you know what? Cole Palmer, I can actually give you that one. I don't mind that.
So you don't mind Cole Palmer being in the
Yeah, I don't mind him being better than Wirtz as it stands right now. But
I don't know as it stands right now.
it is because now they're going to be in the same league competing against each other week in, week out.
How old's Foden?
25.
He's 25.
Yeah. What, you want to add him into
No,
this?
no. I just want to make sure how old he is.
Philip,
Wait.
Philip
How old's
Walter,
Camavinga?
Philip Walter Foden.
How's
I think
Camavinga?
Camavinga's
It might
like,
be like 23 or 22.
Yeah,
I think he's even-
Camavinga firm in there. Way better than that,
let
brother.
me see how old. Camavinga's probably like 21 still.
Sorry, how old's
22.
Pedri? Let's throw Pedri in there
I
too.
think Pedro's a bit older.
No, yeah, Pedri's about 23, 24.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Which one is older?
No, Pedri's 22. Pedri, I think Pedri's the
So
best.
how old is Xavi? The Xavi kid. That
What?
one.
The other one at Barca.
Yeah.
What's his name? My mind's gone blank. And I know exactly, not Fermin. Is it Fermin?
No, it's Xavi. His name is Xavi. No?
Throw Saka in there too.
Fermin Lopez?
What am I doing here? Throw Saka in there too. Florian Wirtz is gonna get kicked out of this list quick, you know.
Yeah, of your list.
Bro, it's worse
No,
better
but
than Saka.
he's got 5 years to prove his worth, though.
I said today, it's worse better than Saka.
Nah, Saka.
It's
Saka's
worse,
one of the best in the world, bro.
worse better than Cole Palmer.
Okay.
Everyone can agree. What's better than Yamal?
Yep.
Everyone can agree. What's better than Camavinga? Everyone can agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's better than Jude Bellingham?
I'd have to think about that one. But Jude can go with Jude.
Jude is the best.
I'm not going that far, but
No, as
Jude is the best. I'll tell you why Jude is the best.
Okay, you tell me.
mentality. His mentality trumps every single one of them.
I agree.
That's what lifts Jude up
His
when it
mentality
comes.
trumps every
Like
single
as
one of them.
out and out player, some of them are.
He is the model professional.
oh yeah.
But Jude can do everything. He just doesn't do certain things at that they will do at the best. But he's best all round. If that makes sense.
yeah.
For a lot of them, I would say overall.
And
It's like
there's some stuff he's still like he's not the greatest at. Don't get me wrong, but again, you see when it comes to mentality,
He's the best.
the guy doesn't stop.
bro, if you ain't watch his doc, Jude's doc, so
the
good.
guy is
Like,
every
I-
youngster should look at his watch these doc or watch what he does and just
If I was
You know
just
what I mean?
saying centre mids, just for argument's sake, like Pedri, Vitinha, two best in the world for me right now. That's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but Virginia's too old. That's why I wouldn't say.
no, yeah. I was just saying, like, that's why when you said Pedri, I didn't have to think. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like there's some like Wirtz can be on that whatever. For me, I've said they've overpaid, but I understand.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
City wanted him, and City just didn't value him the way Liverpool did.
good financial people.
We say that, well, I don't know. It is what it is.
They brought 3 people for the amount that they would have spent on that one man.
Yeah, and the flip side, Liverpool have done that in the past. Liverpool bought Salah for 30 odd mil or 40 mil.
Yeah.
Mane around the same price.
Yeah,
You get me? Whereas Man City bought Grealish
but we're talking about
for triple the piece.
But also we're talking about when 30, 40 mil, like I said earlier, when 30, 40 mil was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they bought them at the not extortion, but they bought them at the 30 mil when Salah had obviously been in the Prem at Chelsea, not shown it. So they'd obviously buying a project in their minds, buying someone from Fiorentina. And the Mane one made sense because Liverpool at the time, Southampton were their feeder club. Everyone that played for Southampton moved to
coming
Liverpool.
over.
Mate, I wanted him Mane at United. Van Gaal wanted him, but we mess up.
It is what it is, but
I mean, we could talk about Wirtz all day, every day.
Yeah.
At this rate, I didn't know Wirtz triggered you like this.
I'm just saying.
You see when
I
you
genuinely
argue
did-
like this, yeah.
I
love
know, my thing is, this caught me off guard. I didn't know, like, you really don't rate him like this.
you're gonna see the shit. I told you about your Man United players that you signed. I watch football a lot, so when you see like I told you about.
We're a mess. We're different.
No, you're not a mess. I just watch footballers. I don't watch football the same way. I watch footballers. So when I see a certain player, I'm gonna let you watch him.
Because mentality comes down to it as well.
I'm gonna let you watch him.
Mentally, if he was on smoke,
It's
I
different.
guarantee you he'll be having a different conversation.
Yeah.
If who?
Words. Where if he saw him and rated his mentality at a certain standard, where it's like he's gonna come here and he's just gonna go
Honestly,
to another level.
part reason
hope
I
he
just
does.
think it's because it's Liverpool.
I don't care about
Wait, you don't
Liverpool.
like Liverpool?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
The Frimpong thing further backed up
I'm an
what
Arsenal
you
fan.
said.
I'm an Arsenal fan. I
You,
don't care
you
about
said
Liverpool.
30 million for Frimpong isn't even
Bro.
good.
I'm
You
saying,
should have showed Frimpong some now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant business.
bro.
I'm never going to say brilliant. He said it's not good.
I respect the things that Liverpool have done over the years.
He said it's
I
not good.
respect a lot of things they've done.
But that one you don't.
These ones they're doing right now, all the best of them. We're
You
gonna
know,
see this
we
shit.
should really clip this.
No, my thing is like Liverpool, the way they're doing business now, they're replacing play. Kirkes has come, he's done his medical today, etc. They're getting ready to, they'll be happy to let go of Robertson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're refreshing it while still keeping their core.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That Alisson, they've signed his keeper replacement last summer.
Yeah.
He's still going to be on loan again. Because Alisson still was best. Do you know what I mean? Trent, they had no choice because they just lost him. If it was up to them, they
Do
would
you
have.
think it was time for Trent to go?
Yeah, for as Trent as a person, for him, innit? You get me?
Yeah, you had to
it was
bounce,
him,
man. You
but
had
it
to
wasn't
I think
because.
it's time for a few players to go. Not even just from Liverpool, from the
Premier
Premier League.
League, yes.
Yeah,
I
like
think Eze is one of them.
For moving out the Premier
He
League,
needs to leave the Premier League.
Italy.
Yeah. He needs to, it's most likely, I'm looking at like Juventus or whatever,
Yeah.
but he needs to leave the Prem.
nah.
He needs to leave the Prem and he needs to leave now.
If he's not leaving the Prem, where's he going?
I'm not saying to go.
How old is he
Juventus,
as well?
bro.
24?
A lot of these. No offense, a lot of these Italian clubs is.
I don't think
it's not serious
he's
enough
I
for
don't
you
think
to
he's
go
not
to.
I don't think he's necessarily not necessarily like the seriousness in comparison to whatever club they're at now. It's about legacy. It's about Europe.
Yeah.
And not even Palace are playing in Europe, but
So,
challenging in Europe.
Eze's
Yeah.
27
Yeah,
next month.
27 next
I mean next week. Sorry.
next week.
You gotta be.
27.
End of this week. Sorry.
You know
So
what I
by the time the episode comes out, he's gonna be
Wait,
27.
for example,
Jeez.
Sterling should have gone to Europe rather than Arsenal.
Yeah, you shouldn't have signed that.
I wanted him to go to Arsenal because I thought he would have kicked on and Arteta would have helped him.
Like
but
that.
in hindsight now, it's like if he had left
Yeah, but
the
Sterling's
Premier
at a
League-
different stage.
Yeah, it's at a different stage. But again, it's like you go to somewhere that's more slower.
He's burnt out.
And
I
you
don't
can-
think Eze needs
Do you know
that.
what I mean? No,
Where's
Eze
he
needs to
going
leave
to
the Premier
Prem?
League.
Where's he going to Prem though?
Oh
And
no,
players.
that's where it is.
Because
Like,
you're not going to Tottenham. It don't make sense.
Yeah,
Well, obviously,
don't go to
it
somewhere.
seems
that's-
they
you know what I mean?
want to trigger the clause
But
apparently.
it feels like everyone that's coming in for him is a sideways move, not a forwards move. In terms
what
of
in terms
what-
of Premier League.
yeah.
The only upwards one right now, if he was to go Premier League, is City, Arsenal, or Liverpool.
But they're not
They're
in
not
for
there,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So
And I think he would enjoy his football, the way he plays football, a lot more away.
yeah, I can see.
It just
him in
depends
France.
where he goes to Europe.
If we go France, but I'd
Or
only say
where in
PSG.
France? It's just
I'd
yeah,
PSG,
he ain't
but
going
they
PSG,
don't
bro.
need him.
Monaco.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Nah, man.
That's a waste of
Monaco,
time.
yeah, I don't think that's.
There's no like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot like that that's either available or, if for instance maybe Bayern Munich,
But they don't need him.
They don't
either.
need him.
they still want a left wing. Obviously he can play there. He
Yeah.
played 10, but they still want a left winger badly.
Wasn't they linked to somebody?
They still want to lift. Bro, they're waiting for Barcelona not to be able to financially get Nico Williams.
Yeah.
they've legit come out this week.
Is that Bayern?
Yeah, they basically said they're
Elise
still
is
waiting.
better than that brother as well. Sorry.
Oh, Elise's
Sorry.
bloody top.
Elise
Players
is the
just-
best.
Please, Blair's gonna pop into my
He's
mind.
another one.
Elise's
What's
top.
it gonna be top? It's gonna be the 30th.
All right, he's 30th for you. It's not going to change my mind on the whole transfer.
Oh man.
So, yeah. I mean, I was going to say any other clubs in the Prem.
They
Their
do
business.
good business. Don't really hear much. Brentford,
What do you
obviously. I just like Brentford's model.
They've got a great model.
Yeah, but I
they've
think
got
for
a great
them now, it's going to be a real... Let's see what you got. Called Thomas Frank is a big loss for them.
Yeah. Who have they brought in?
Well, it seems
still-
like Keith Andrews is the favourite, and he's their set-piece coach.
Okay.
I feel like the club runs itself though, because in terms of the analytics and the way they scout players anyway,
Yeah.
it's not done through a manager. It's done through how they look at players.
Yeah,
But you still need that
You
figurehead.
still need a good coach.
Yeah,
bro.
you still need a
Correct,
good
like
coach.
Thomas
and
Frank.
they've got good coaches, but the figurehead of the coach.
But you've
alright,
lost
this is
him.
how we're doing it.
And you've lost a couple of the assistants.
yeah.
Justin Cochran has gone
Yeah.
as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, Thomas Frank was the key.
Brighton is the one that have done well to be able to replace
Key to the cog,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just keep going. So if they're able to do that at Brentford, then
I don't see why they couldn't.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Yeah.
I
But
don't see why they couldn't.
I think for them is really big on who they get right in terms of
Obviously, Real Madrid have been big in transfers.
their manager. Cause let me just scan Premier League. Villa ain't really signed. Bournemouth are trying to replace the players that are leaving.
They got a good solid squad though.
They've got a very good solid squad. They did well last season.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
They've not really replaced Dean Howson, however you say it, yet.
How old is
Obviously,
Semenyo?
He's
I
not
think
that
he's like
old, 27?
25 or something.
26, 27, I feel.
Is he?
I think he should
think
be
he's
looking
gone?
to go Europe as well.
Yeah. I think.
Teams are some teams.
Yeah, Semenyo's 25.
Is he like the boys that have gone Napoli?
McTominay.
Tomine,
Yep.
Billy Gilmore, Billing.
Yeah.
Jeremy, see that got goal, man.
It's the price though. Apparently, Bournemouth want 70 M's for him.
Who?
For who
For
Billing?
Semenyo.
Or for Semenyo?
In the Premier League?
Oh,
Or
well,
70
outside.
mil?
Apparently,
I was not
we-
sniffing around.
We've
I
not
was gonna
heard.
go for that, man.
We've not heard. We've not heard other. We've just
Oh,
heard
okay.
Premier League clubs
Yeah.
and the price.
That's why.
Because their other centre back, Zabanyi, PSG, Bournemouth rejected, I think, 55 million the other day.
From
for him.
PSG.
Yeah.
What are they on?
So, like, they're again another one that will need to recruit well whilst losing players.
Bournemouth manager's real good though.
Yeah, he is.
And I feel
Riola.
like if Brentford might... do you know what? I don't know. It's a sideways move, but it just depends about bread at that point.
Yeah.
If Brentford offered him more bread, I think he might just say, yeah, cool.
I heard Brentford are bringing back their academy.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
They
Because
should
of
do
where
that.
they're at now.
Yeah,
have
because
to.
they're trying to get Europe,
And that's
so they're bringing.
even that the way they're gonna set things up. They've got some real good people in positions. Man. So
Yeah.
they
No,
have-
Brentford,
they
I
have
think they're superb well
Yeah.
run club.
Yeah.
But I just think
They
like
didn't have an academy.
for
They
a
got
couple
rid of it.
years they got rid of it,
Had a
so they
B
just
team.
had a B team
Yeah.
A lot of clubs have done that.
because they weren't making money. Like
Huddersfield did that as
they
well.
weren't,
Recently.
the academy players weren't making money for them and stuff like that.
Their catchment area is Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah,
like
they're basically outpriced anyway.
Fulham's around
But
there,
now,
so-
because they're trying to get a European spot, you have to have an academy. So, but I think that for them, they really need to get a very good managerial appointment. I think it can go sideways for them.
It can go
Like
sideways.
it can go
Do
sideways.
you know why I don't think it's going sideways for anyone? Because the teams that are coming up are just not
They're,
ready
yeah,
enough.
they're not. There's another gap
Yeah.
between.
I think that we spoke about it recently.
yeah.
The gap.
It's increased again.
But they're
Yeah.
not ready. They're not ready enough. Like it's especially seeing.
I got to see.
Sunderland
I
coming
got to
up.
see what business some of them do though.
But I just it's not even the business. That's just like it's players that sign in there knowing, okay, we're signing to stay out of relegation this season.
Yeah,
And if we don't do that, I'm signing to be in the championship.
yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And if Sunderland are keeping their model of signing these young players, how do you?
Oh well, now I think that was a champ thing, and they might have somewhat overachieved or fast tracked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Literally early.
So now this summer they need to.
Because they ain't signing. They ain't signing.
They
players
ain't really
like
signed anyone, but now we'll see what they do with the
Yeah.
job money and stuff like that. Obviously, it
Obviously-
won't be enough because it's Prem, but
that. Yeah,
you
Leeds
need
have
to-
got bread.
I think Leeds are the one that might be interesting to see what they do this
But
window.
But they've been there before.
Yeah, and
It goes down.
they're already starting to. They're starting to be. I think they is it Anepcha? I don't know how to say his name. The one that was at City, that's at
Nemetcha.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
His brother. I think they had like a 30 mil something bid rejected.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Leeds look like they're willing to spend. They've signed someone from Udinese, a centre back, and stuff like that. So
They had a Prem team in the
it
Champions
just
let's hope
depends.
so, man.
Yeah, how
Let's hope so.
other teams.
Burnley, sorry to say it, but they're
Burnley.
Yeah. Chelsea's business. They've signed
The
Delap.
that seems like the
Es-
major.
Estavio, I think, can come in this year.
It just depends on what they want to do.
Yeah.
With their million people they got
They
there.
signed someone, Esego. I saw that the other day, the centre mid from
It's more
Sporting.
about Chelsea's outgoings. Who are they getting rid of?
Chelsea sell well. So, like, that's why Chelsea could. They've spent billion in how many years, bro?
Yeah.
But no one
Chelsea
bats
do
at
that.
eyelids.
They don't-
They loan well. They sell well. Do you know what I mean?
They've always been like
Their
that.
academy's
Yeah,
good.
Their academy's good.
They're
So-
good to go.
I'm just trying to think any other. Palace
They
need
need
to
to
start
do.
doing business because if they want Europa League and they need to keep hold of key players.
I think this will be the last year Palace going to, if Elise does, not Elise, if
Eze.
Eze does stay, this is the last year they're keeping him there because
course.
he's going to be in Europe. Like, you know, when the Mahrez stayed at
At
Leicester
Leicester.
for the one extra year,
Yeah.
just because, okay,
Loyalty to the family.
yeah, give me a 20 bags more a year,
Yeah.
a month or a week, I'm good to stay.
Yeah.
All right.
that-
So if Eze stays, and he's only staying for 1 year,
He's only got one more year left
only-
after.
he's
So he's
got
got 2
one more
years
year.
left right now.
Gerhi Gerhi needs to go.
He's only got one
He's
more
got
year.
one more year.
I think
Again,
he's
it's
going
the
this
thing.
year.
Newcastle.
This summer, sorry.
He's gonna go this summer.
I think so.
Then they need to do good business.
I think he's
Palace.
gonna. He might go Liverpool. You know,
He might go Liverpool.
it's
'Cause
looking
Konate,
like
they're looking
it's
to-
looking like
Konate might
Liverpool.
be
Yeah,
leaving.
it's like basically Liverpool. They're signing to get ready for players to leave.
Yeah.
At the same sense.
That's interesting how Liverpool are working because obviously Joe Gomez is still there, but obviously
Yeah.
he's seen as a backup across
Didn't
the
they
line.
sell Kwanzaa?
Yeah, well,
But
yeah.
they got a buyback clause on him.
Yeah.
And look at that price. That's a very good price that
a
they
good
sold
price.
him
They
for.
got him on a buyback clause.
Yeah.
So.
That's good business.
Yeah.
Where's he gone, Kwanzaa?
Leverkusen, ironically.
And he's gonna go play.
Yeah.
And again, this is
Didn't
what
swap
remember
deal.
what we were talking about before the start. The development. There isn't much development in the Premier League.
You can't.
You're just playing. You're
Yeah.
playing results.
Yeah.
Whereas other leagues, you're playing to develop. You're gonna develop, and you're gonna play. You're still
course.
playing to win.
Because they
Do you
know,
what I mean?
it's also because the competition level, no disrespect, isn't
Yeah,
as
it's
high.
just not as high. Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
the teams that are signing these players, they know, okay, regardless,
can-
we're gonna finish in the top four.
Yeah.
Unless we have a stinker of a season. But Leverkusen, the Dortmunds, even though Dortmund ain't been having the greatest season, but Dortmund, the Bayern Munichs, and then the odd other one,
Yeah.
they're always gonna be in and around it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So you're able to develop the players, and you're able to work with them, and different culture as well. I
Yeah.
think that helps.
I think it's mainly the culture.
But
Because
it's-
on the flip side, over here, even though you are just going to win, well, winning is part of development.
Of course.
Developing how to win. So you are being developed to win.
Yes.
In England, it's just don't mess up and be mentally strong.
But I think you got to look at it.
You know what I mean?
You got to look at it from a club perspective as well, because those clubs, the foreign clubs, their big clubs, ain't looking at it in terms of the development aspects. It's to win as well, bro.
No,
But
but it's,
there's an
look at
element
the PSG boys.
Yeah, you're allowing to be a.
Bro, it's to win.
Of course, it's to win.
PSG,
Of course, it's to win. But
quick,
again,
they'll buy 50
if
million
you-
in your position next window, bro.
if you look at-
PSG, their models changed
Like
anyway.
it's like
do you know what I mean?
PSG when they won Champions League, bare people were like, "Oh, PSG, like their business has been so." I was like, bro, if you look at their signings just in the last 12 months, they've bought and replaced, bought and replaced.
No, but where have they come
because
from?
they can.
But
You
no,
know
but
what I mean?
the boys that they've signed, where have they come from?
France.
Quava,
All through the
obviously,
academy.
Napoli.
All
through
through
the academy.
exactly because they trust that they've
Yeah.
been developed well, and then
Like-
we can improve you.
Yeah,
here.
but
Do you know what I
that's-
mean?
it's the
As well
manager.
as going to win, is the manager
The
as
manager,
well.
manager
Do you know
come
what I
from
mean?
where?
Whereas-
Barcelona. It's like they look at
They
it the
know
same
that-
way.
Are you
Do you know what I
saying
mean?
the PSG players from PSG academy?
Yeah.
Or
Oh no, well, from the other academies
From
around.
other academies, and they've bought.
But you don't get. But
in
they
their
come-
starting 11, they've not really got a lot of French players, bro.
But they come. Okay. But the players that are coming in that are young. The players that are coming in that are young.
They're buying the best young players. Don't get me wrong. Yeah,
But they're coming in and they're
that's
young.
the development is
So
still
they're
in
able
that.
to develop in
Yeah.
this system. Because of the manager, he's been at a place where it's all about development.
I won't fully say as much development with them. They're naturally going to develop because they're going to win Ligue 1. Do you
Of
know what I
course.
mean?
But-
like, whereas them winning Champions League, bro, it is a big thing. Like them signing Quadrasquilla in January was that basically won them the Champions League, bro.
Yes, that's good
Like,
business.
That is
That's
great business.
Because
That's great.
What do we
business.
need?
Yeah, exactly.
But
What do
that's
we need
what
to
I'm-
get this over the line?
Thank
Get
you.
But
him
that's what I'm saying. Like they can do that.
Yeah.
Most can't. Like they signed Ramos last year and Colomwani, bro. They signed 2 nines that don't even play. Now they don't play nines, bro. They play false. That's what I'm saying. They could do that. People forget that aspect of it.
But when you said most can't, okay, maybe sometimes most can't.
When you
look
say
back at Arsenal,
yeah.
Bro,
When
like
they were
just in
offered
France,
only
no one
Watkins.
can do that.
That's
so
in
but-
France.
okay,
That's
I thought
different.
Because
We're
we're talking about top
worldwide.
Europe. Yeah, we're talking about top
Like
Europe.
Champions League.
But
and-
even
yeah.
then, like most clubs who would have bought a 9, most top clubs who would have bought a 9 wouldn't have then bought back-to-back 9s. That's what they did. They spent 80 odd million euros on Ramos, then the same on Colomwani. And I think that was the same window, if
But
I'm
that's
not
a club of
mistaken.
ambition.
It's a club that can just spend, bro, as well. They've got ambition. This again, back
But
to
I believe
City.
that most clubs can do it. They're just not going to because they're like, oh, we've got like
they will say
Man
it's
United, for
reckless.
instance. We got Højlund. We're gonna develop him instead of
who said
he's
that?
no. But this is what I'm
It's just
saying.
in hindsight.
We've
Well,
got
United
Højlund.
are more
They're
on that
developing
model.
him. Yeah, we got Højlund. We're gonna develop him. Oh nah, we see a striker out there. Let's go and buy him instead. I think Man United of old would have gone. Oh nah, bro, this ain't working. Let's buy that guy.
Now, if you look at, I said this in my United chat, look at Fergie's signings, bro.
But
It
he's
was
a
very
smart-
timely.
But he's a smart signer. of
United
players.
didn't just buy like that, bro. People even
right
forget
like that.
Fergie would buy the best players in the league, but he'd do it at stretches, bro.
Yeah,
and
at
that,
times.
this is the one thing I give City credit for. Not even last couple of years. Once they become so established and so well run, there was a period of time they didn't buy.
Yeah.
They were just buying one.
One.
This is like Grealish at the time. I was like, oh yeah, 100 million player, but they didn't really spend that much in the window in
more
general.
1 in, 1 out.
Do you know what I mean?
1 in, 2 out.
Like
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
become that sort of niche cachet, like again, PSG, they're fast track, bro. They can just do that. You can just sign players. If someone's not playing, they bought Ugarte last summer. They sold him to us and then bought João Neves. That's what I'm saying. They could just do that, bro. People like I can't diminish their success. I never would do that. But people sometimes forget they will buy you if you're not doing your thing. It's a quick turnaround.
But shouldn't more clubs follow that model? If you're not doing
Most
your
can't.
thing,
Most can't.
No, but they're getting
Money.
rid. They're getting rid and then bringing in. Because Ugarte's going, João Neves coming in.
I mean, don't get again.
you
Not
get what
every
I
club's a good selling. Being a great selling club is hard as well.
Of course,
It
but
is
you
hard.
need to also have these relationships with other football clubs. That bro,
Yeah,
let me try
we can
and
do this.
let's do this.
And you need to have a structure that allows the players to come in, be comfortable, but they can also be moved out as well.
Bro.
But
If
where
you
would you
go
want it?
PSG starting 11 alone, bro, it's one of the most expensive.
Yeah, but
easily.
it's full of young players.
and
though.
they've
Are you talking about transfer market or purchases that they've made? Are you talking about like?
Or you're talking about wages.
What are you talking about when you say most
oh
expensive?
like in terms of transfer fees.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's justified now. They've won the Champions League. They've been trying to win this for over 10 years. Do you know what I mean? It's like when City finally won the Champions League. No one could chat S for them. They've finally done it.
What the fuck, City,
They've spent, but they've finally done it, bro.
Would you say that most clubs that win the Champions League in that season have the most expensive lineup though? If you actually kind of break it down.
Most that win it in the season.
Yeah.
I think Champions League is not even a luck of the draw thing, because it's not always the best team that wins. Obviously,
Of course,
you
it can.
technically
I wouldn't say that though.
like that's why like it was
Madrid.
on. They were saying the other day when I think they asked Carragher what's harder to win the league or Champions League, and he said the league, bro. And it is. As much as I don't like agree with him, it is.
Yeah,
In the
so
Champions League,
is a
it's just
competition.
got the way Real Madrid have won it in recent years. They make it seem as if it's like every other year thing, and it's not, bro.
Yeah, they're the anomaly.
It's not like.
Not wrong.
So yeah, there's certain clubs. Don't get me wrong. When you win, it's justified. You get me, but most can't do what some of these clubs do. It's not easy, bro.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like if people sold correctly or just sold players at the right time when there's a bid come in, you can sign players.
Again, I think that's easier said than done. I think selling is very hard in
Yeah,
football.
if it's not the right
Like
bid, then
if
what?
if you're a top club, I think it's generally hard for you to get rid of
because
players.
you're trying to get rid of someone for the value you've got in your mind. If you actually just take the value that someone else has got and say, okay, cool, I got a 50 million valuation on my player, but you've offered me 35, and I know, looking around thinking, bro, I want this guy, the next guy for 60 mil. I'm gonna take the 35 mil for you, so I can just put 25 mil into this transfer and make it.
Again, it is
look at
also
like
about
that.
relationships.
So,
Relationships
do not
with
look at it
clubs.
like
Of course, that's the
Like,
main thing. I think.
What's your vision for this player if you want to buy him back? One, and what's your vision for us that you are offering him to us? What do you think he can offer us, especially whether it's management to management or ownership to ownership? Where it's like, you know what, we don't need this player, but we really think he'll be good for you. I don't think there is that kind of conversations happening across.
Not as much
not
across
as
the
much.
waters anyway.
Across the waters, you know
Because it
what I mean?
happened in the Prem, because that's why Man City keep on just dipping their stupid players off to Arsenal.
Yeah, but
They've
I
been
think
doing
that
that.
Arsenal.
I think that's more of an
Yeah,
Arsenal problem,
Arsenal
though.
got issues
No,
with
but
that.
it's
Because
obviously because
again,
the
Chelsea's
relationship-
been recently selling to Arsenal as well.
But it's the
Even-
relationships that Arteta or Edu or whoever the sporting director is now
He was there when
with-
William went
Yeah.
over to Chelsea.
Who's sporting director?
I
now?
think it's
Berta,
even
I
it's
think.
deeper than that.
That was
Because even
Chelsea
when
thing, though,
Sylvester
isn't it?
went to Arsenal from
Man United.
Bro, I don't
club.
know I don't know Arsenal understand.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's an Arsenal thing, that one.
I think we see the best in someone, or we've seen their best, and we say, okay, we're gonna get back at them, and I don't know what the man is on.
Don't get me wrong. Some clubs, like maybe Arsenal in this sense, like you said at the beginning, they're just not as ruthless as other clubs. But that. We'll say that's the game. Do you know what I mean? All right, let's move on to some non-league talk, or just lower league talk in general. Obviously, we've got a couple of the man them that are making their moves. Shout out Kicks, Get Me, Slough Town. This is just more of a step for you to keep on elevating. Because I don't even need to be on your case. Vic's always
will
on
be on
your
your
case. Vic's always on your case.
Do you know what it is with Kiki? I think over the years he's done so well, man. In terms of I want to say more his leadership qualities on the pitch and knowing how important he is to his team. Do you know what I mean? And again, he's had his issues. You know what I mean, discipline wise, but again, it's non-league. You know what I mean, and it's part of the game and it's part of growing up. Bro, the guy's been playing for such a long time
And he's still
in centre half. Do you know what I mean?
25,
He's 25. Do you know what I mean? He's won leagues. Do you know what I mean? Is it one league he's won or two? He's won two now.
Oh, he's got
Cray.
two promotions.
He's got two
at least,
promotions
yeah.
now. Do you know what I mean? So at
Just
that
missed out on
age,
one.
to be honest, I've always said, even from when he was younger, he's not a centre half. He's a brilliant centre half, but he's, again, we go back to the development part. If it was in a country where he's gonna develop, he'll be a midfielder, a holding midfielder, or a fullback. Do you know what I mean? A brilliant one at that as well.
Yeah.
And then again, if you're going down to a back three and whatnot, he can play so much different positions defensively. Do you know what I mean? But again, what he's doing now, playing centre half, we're in the back four, and he's just learning. Again, he's got a great role model to look up to in his brother Dej, to look at, because again, he's just a different beast. Do you know what I mean? But again, for him, he's just got to keep playing, keep working hard, keep improving, and yeah, keep showing his leadership skills. So I'm excited for him this season.
First year in the Conference South?
Yeah, first year in the Conference South.
Nice challenge. Slough Town.
Yeah, man.
Good little club that like to move players on, to be fair.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, nice little move. That's a good stepping stone move, to be fair.
Yeah.
And they're one of the teams that don't hold you back. So, you know, if you're playing well after 6 months,
Something comes up.
Yeah. They're ones that do
That's
let you
kinda
go,
nice.
because obviously the manager is a player as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand. It's a good move if you're gonna step into the Conference South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a great attitude as well,
Yeah.
the kid, man. He's got a great attitude, great mentality. Got team hungry. He's definitely team hungry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
TH.
a little Hass is what I say. Hassan Ibrahim.
That's
That's
one
gone
of
to
my
Lewis
guests.
now. Do you know what I mean? He's another one as well that this season it'll be good to see him kick on with Lewis again. Do you know what I mean? We say kick on like he ain't been playing, but he's been playing. He's had great seasons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Good
again,
pitch as well.
Lewis is. Do you know what I mean? That's all of that stuff there in the manager.
The ground's actually quite nice.
Where is it?
Brighton
Brighton.
sides. So probably scored in trades like direct there 45 minutes.
Yeah. So a new exciting manager as well, you know what I mean? That's taken the job there. I know the manager from there before he'd gone to Tonbridge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll be exciting as well to see the boys. He's brought in Matty Warren's gone there with him.
Yeah, trust.
Do you know what I mean? I've always looked at Matty Warren as a brilliant player as well.
Yeah.
Again, down to I would like to see more from Matty. How so he's a year younger and he played for Waterloo FC as well.
Yeah.
And how he was at Waterloo, he was so all action. Like, you know, like he was a lot. Do you know what I mean? So much all action. Now I feel like he's got all he plays like a mature player. Now,
Right.
you know, like where he's a lot more just disciplined and doesn't just
He's very reliable.
very reliable. Whereas I like sometimes from players who can do it,
Back to
that
how he used
risk.
to play back in the day.
Do you know what I mean? That risk where it's just like, this is it. You know, like who does it well? Jacob Ramsey at Villa.
Yes.
Jacob Ramsey, something like that. Do you know what I mean? But again,
again,
all in all, he's a brilliant player.
That
man.
goes back to earlier of how some players are somewhat coached and molded, and then it's hard to get.
Back
I won't
to
even how to use to play.
Yeah.
Or your natural habit. Innit?
yeah.
So it depends where you're playing as well.
And sometimes a lot of managers in non-league, rightly so, just tell them, listen, mate, if you want to survive in non-league, this is how you've got to be.
Correct.
So again, you know,
But that's I feel like in some aspects that's wrong advice, because it's not about surviving in non-league.
There you go.
You want to
kick
kick on. And that's why I spoke to someone about this the other day, but I said, if you're in an academy system or if you're in a professional setup that's higher up, don't sign permanently in non-league. Come to non-league on loan.
Yeah.
Because the development that you're going to get from playing in this game isn't the development you're going to get from where you want to play, where you want to be. You're going to spend most of the time doing this.
Yeah.
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 And you're going to be fighting for second balls and doing things you wouldn't do in your other games. But when you want to actually develop as a football player, you need to be up there.
Yeah. Playing where it's
That's the
football's
thing.
really being played.
That's the thing. And down here, it's mortgage paying.
Yeah.
It's
You have to pay
paying.
bills. Yeah,
It's
literally.
bill
You have to
pay
pay
time.
bills.
That's literally
You have
it.
to pay bills. You know what I mean?
So it's a
have to
different
pay
thing. But I
bills.
think that that side of the game is good for all of those players to like learn
Yeah.
and understand, like, really and truly, in some aspects, it's life or death.
Yeah.
It's either I'm on the street or I'm living,
Yeah.
or I'm paying rent. That's what it is. and you know that's a good for the mindset.
Yeah.
But
There's a young player at Dartford. I think he's on loan from Leighton Orient. He played in the he played against Cray. Yeah, that we went to watch.
What
he was
position?
really centre midfield. Then he moved out to the right. I think it was
Tall black guy.
No, white boy. Centre midfielder.
I watched the final. I think I know you're talking about. Very sharp.
I enjoyed watching him play, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't know
I
his
enjoyed
name.
what I think he's young boy as well. I think he's on loan from Leighton or something like that. And I was just looking at him as that. He was ready. Do you know what I mean? As a youngster, and there's a lot of youngsters who are not ready
Of course.
because they don't. Again, they'll maybe they listen too much. Do you know what I mean? They listen too much.
100%.
Whereas he looked like he knew. Again, he's been educated differently because he's come down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he backs himself to say, you know what? Yes, Gaffer, I've heard that, but I've got this also to give, and
Yes.
I'm gonna push my boys and my teammates to give this as well. So
That's a big one.
Yeah, man.
That's a massive one because when you're coming up,
yeah,
you tend to go, the manager's always right
Yes.
because he
Yes.
knows more than me, or he's at this level, so I need to be playing at this level for a long period of time.
Yeah.
When sometimes they're just clouding you to belay at this level.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to also take.
or they
your
just
own-
want you to be reliable because what they see from you is not what you know you've got within yourself.
Of course.
So you have to bring out what's within yourself. Because I always tell players, listen, the manager's going to tell, even players, everyone screams, pass it when you're on the pitch. If you run past everyone and score,
They ain't gonna say
the
nothing. They're gonna
first time,
celebrate with you.
the second time, the passes will get less, but some people are still going to say pass it. If you run past everyone and score again, the next one they're going to give it to him, mate. Just give it to him and do what you do.
Of course.
It goes out the window of the, do you know what I mean? So again,
Everyone will
that's,
play their part.
so yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
You know.
about earning the respect, but obviously being yourself at the same time.
Yes.
Like, be yourself all the time because you are what got you there.
Yeah.
It's not anybody else. Like, it's not. They didn't sign you to play the way they want to play football.
Yeah.
They signed you for what they saw you doing.
Yeah.
So if you come here now and don't do that, they're gonna think, well, I didn't sign you to do that. You're just listening to me.
Yeah.
It's like when young players go through pro clubs as well. Like, bro, remember
Do your thing.
Remember why
Why
the
they signed
manager
you.
said you're with
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
Obviously, there's certain things. Listen to instructions, blah blah blah. But bro, like,
Yeah.
show if you're a flair player, show that, bro.
Those instructions are guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to add
I think
your
players need to have
USP.
more common sense, and it's like it's not everything literal you have to take.
Yeah. It's also mentality.
Yeah.
It's also mentality. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, bravery again. You have to be brave. Mentality, bravery, knowing what you've got, what's your USP. Some players don't know what their USP is. They just think, I can do what he does. You know, do what you do, but do it to
Your
the
level.
highest standard.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But well, should we go song of the week?
Yep.
Yes,
Song
yes,
of the
yes.
Quick one, just got a notification. Lyon have been relegated to League 2 following review of their financial situation.
Boy,
Head-
side plays for free.
Well, I don't know, but I knew that's why Shirky was leaving at his price early in the stage.
He got himself out of there.
I was gonna say,
Well,
yeah,
They got him.
I read from months ago, and I checked with someone on Twitter the other day, and they thought Lyon was gonna actually bust case in it because I asked them, I was like, haven't they got their financial situation? Because around Christmas time, they were saying if Lyon didn't have a certain amount, that the club was gonna have to fold. Apparently. But I literally just got that after a notification. Anyway, song of the week.
Yes.
We can keep going on this. Song of the week. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on.
My one is called Addicted by CK featuring Caveman.
Okay.
No, Cavemen. Or The Caveman.
Oh, you know about the caveman, yeah?
Recently discovered.
The playlist. Mine is Zinolinsky. Zinolinsky Mandela. Mandela of his new album.
Nice, nice, nice. Mine is Jules Teiwa, Summer Breeze.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Mine, again, you know me, I only always got one song. But it's the Alameda album. Just dropped a new album. I don't have one song. I listen to a lot of music, man. Do you know what I mean?
You never failed to come here.
Yeah, man. I should have remembered on the way that I need one song. But no, the album, I've been listening to the album. I'm just going through all of it again and again. So
Don't worry, you'll be
I'll
back.
tell you actually, Fouls. I don't know. Fouls, the Fouls album as well. 2 albums.
Okay.
I can't give you
I
one
played
song.
26 songs.
You know what I mean? Far's got a new album. Olamide's got a new album, and that's what I'm listening to right now.
Nice.
Hey, thank you all for listening, watching, tuning in, as Dej likes to say.
Listen, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Jacob,
Like and subscribe.
get me. Keep hitting that button for us and keep throwing some comments, whatever you want us to speak about here our way. Get me. Joe MBT, I'm signing out.
Dej signing out.
Jacob signing out.
Vic, and we're out.
Get
Yeah.
me.
Thank you for listening.